Hey guys, it's Sully. So today is going to be a video about me and Michael's story. It's going to be from my perspective, but pretty much the story is just going to be about me and Michael, how we met, how we got together, how we got married, and then how the Air Force started. So, I want to start off by saying we've been dating for over 3 years, and we've been married for about 2 months. 2.5 months. So, let's get started. It all started on Valentine's Day of my sophomore year, Valentine's Day of Michael's freshman year. Yes, he is a year younger than I am. So, I had this friend, let's call him Bobby. I had a crush on Bobby, a huge one. He was my best friend for the entire year, and we just clicked so well. We hung out all the time, and it was just great. So I had a huge crush on him. And he had a little brother named Timmy. So Bobby and Timmy their mom has 9 kids. So they're 2 out of 9 kids. And one of their older brothers actually dated my sister a little while back. So I have known these two since my 6th or 7th grade. And they were like the only people I knew for so long, so they're like my buddies. And little Timmy, he was my little buddy, while Bobby was my little crush. And I really liked him. So on Valentine's Day, because I'm not about that kind of stuff, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to hang out in the mall with my best friend, and it's going to be a chill time. Well, I wanted him to be a little bit more than a friend, but we were just going as friends. So I asked him if he wants to hang out, and he said sure. He's got a bunch of friends hanging out with him. So his friends and I meet up at the mall. Or so I thought. I get there. It was not where we were supposed to meet. No one was there. They kept telling me that they were there, and I swear to you they were not. And I kept telling them, come on guys, just tell me where you are. So then they told me that they were in a different area. So I go there. Still not there. So then I text them, and they tell me that they're in a different area. So I'm pretty much chasing them around. Like, they're trying to ditch me. And I pretty much get fed up with it. Well, eventually I actually see them. I actually meet them. And they have Bobby and his friends. And then little Timmy, and he has a friend. And little Timmy, his friend, was the one and only Michael. Now, Michael being a year younger than me, I didn't really think much of him. He was adorable. He was cute, he was good looking. But he was this little emo boy, and I was a little emo girl back then. Still at heart, I was emo. And I didn't think much of him, because not as in like I didn't think he was cool. It was just like I didn't think that there was a possibility there, because he was a year younger than I was. At that time, I was like, not going to deal with that. And he just wasn't really my type. So, I tried to hang out with Bobby, and Bobby kept ditching me. He kept ditching me with his friends. But little Timmy and Michael stayed by my side. Sorry about that. Always got to keep the notifications on just in case Michael calls. But they always stayed by my side. So I was like, you know what? Screw Bobby. Screw his friends. I'm going to hang out with little Timmy and Michael. They seem like chill dudes. I've known Timmy for a long time. It'll be fine. So we were chilling. We were hanging out at the mall. We were just, doing whatever. And being the little outgoing girl that I was, I engaged with Michael. I was like, I was talking to him about all these different things, trying to get him to open up, because he was very shy around me. And I figure out that this little boy has a crush on me. So, being the bad person I was going to play on those emotions. And at this point, this is going to sound self-centered to me, but a lot of people had crushes on me back then. I was well endowed. I had a fun, outgoing personality, so I was just kind of used to people having a crush on me. So I played with him. And he gave me some money to hold on to. Don't remember why. He just did. And I took the money and placed it in my back pocket. Well, as we were, going about our day, he needed to buy something. So he asked me for his money back, and I said, well, if you want your money back, you have to get it out of my back pocket. Meaning he has to touch my butt. This poor little freshman boy has to touch the butt of his new crush. And he was very nervous, but eventually he got it out real quick. And I just thought it was the most adorable thing. Well, then he has to put his glasses on. He has to put his glasses on because, he has to see. And I didn't realize that he wore glasses. I didn't know that, he couldn't see this whole time. Later I find out that he wasn't wearing his glasses to impress me because he thought he looked ugly in glasses. So, he, wasn't wearing glasses. Well, then he had to put his glasses on because, he had to see. So, I told him, oh, you look cute with glasses. Still playing with his heart. I mean, he did look cute. But I was still playing with his heart because I knew that he had a crush on me. Well, that day's over. I've gained another friend. And that was kind of the end of me and Michael's relationship. I didn't really talk to him, hadn't seen him for a whole year, wasn't, really concerned about it. I did talk to my mom later that night when I got home. I told her, yeah, I met this friend named Michael, and I'm pretty sure he had a crush on me. I'm pretty sure he likes me. But I'm not interested in him. So, a year later happens, and I have a Halloween party. And I invite my crush, Bobby, and I invite Bobby's brother, Timmy. And Bobby's brother, Timmy, could not go. So his friend, Michael, begged him to go. Begged him to go. And so Timmy asked me, can Michael go instead in my place? And I said, sure, of course, Michael's great, I love him. So he comes, and that was the worst for me. He had long hair, long emo hair, and he was just if there's any time that I've never liked Michael, it was that time. I just was not attracted to him at all. But he was head over heels for me. I didn't find out until later that he had been talking about me non-stop to Timmy. Non-stop. And Timmy confronted me a long while later and told me that Michael used to tell him stuff about me all the time, and how he just thinks about me, and how he thinks I have a crush on him because the whole money thing and the glasses thing, and how, does he have a chance with me type of thing. And Timmy just said, bro, out of all people you could have liked, why does it have to be her? And the reason he said that is because a lot of his friends had crushes on me at some point. It seems like everybody I know or knew back then had a crush on me at some point. Everybody I knew. And soon, they'd get out of it because they'd realize how bad a person I was. But at some point they did. So he was like, Michael, why? Why her? Why couldn't it have been anybody else? So, Michael was so persistent. He really, really liked me. Fast forward a little bit later, it was my junior year, his sophomore year, the end, we did a musical. And for, school, in the fall we did a play, in the spring we did a musical. Well, it was the musical time, and we did Seussical the musical, and one of the leads I had a crush on. I didn't have a crush on Bobby anymore. That whole thing got split up. He didn't, like, I don't know, he implied that he liked me, but he didn't want to do anything, like, yeah. So, we weren't friends anymore because he left the school, and we weren't really communicating because of the whole, he didn't want to ruin our friendship type of thing. But anyways, so we get through the musical, and I have a crush on the lead, and the lead knows I have a crush on him, or knows that I have feelings of some sort, and he tells me that he doesn't, and I respect that, but then he also lies to me about another girl, and I was kind of like, not cool, but I didn't know that he lied to me until we have 3 things, like, we have 3, what do you call them, 3 showings. 1 on Thursday, where we would play for the school. 2 the second one on Friday, and afterwards we'd go to Pizza Hut. And 1 on Saturday, afterwards we would go to someone's house to have a cast party. So it was Friday night after the Friday production, and we were all at Pizza Hut, and Michael and Timmy were talking, and I was with them because, they're my buds, and Michael was like, hey, Timmy, did you hear what so-and-so did? So-and-so being my, my crush. And Timmy was like, no, what? Apparently, so-and-so kissed Kimberly, we'll call her that, so-and-so kissed Kimberly before the show. Now, at this point, I'm ticked off because I was lied to. And there's a whole lot backstory to why I'm really upset about this, but it wasn't just because I had a crush. Like, there is some issues with that relationship, and they weren't in a relationship, but that friendship, there was some issues, and my so-and-so, my crush, he talked to me about it, and we pretty much talked about how it would be a very bad idea if they got together, that kind of stuff. So I was ticked off, and I pretty much didn't talk for the rest of the night because I was so angry. Well, Michael felt like he had ruined my world. He was so upset with himself for making me feel that way. He looked like he was going to cry the entire night. And he confronted Timmy about it, and Timmy's like, oh no, it's okay, there's a backstory behind it, it's okay, you don't have to be worried, it's not your fault. But he just felt so bad. So Saturday production comes, and we're getting ready and everything, and so-and-so confronts me, and he acts like everything's just fine, and I am ticked off. I am mad. And he just acts like everything's cool. And so I was like, whatever, not even gonna deal about it. So I'm silent the entire show. I didn't like the show anyway. I'm not a fan of the Seussical show. I don't like it. And so I was silent the entire show, and I started cleaning up. And at the end of the show, we had confetti cannons, and so I was cleaning up all the confetti. So as I was cleaning, my friends kind of like ushered me to the door, and I was like, okay. So I go out to the door. We have we have the stage here, and then we have, the sidelines. Then the sidelines has a little stairs down. And so I go to the stairs down, and Michael's standing there, and he has his hands behind his back. And I was like, okay, hey. And he brings out this beautiful orange bouquet of roses. It was this orange, it was so beautiful. I think I have a picture of it somewhere, but it is so beautiful. And he's just like, do you want to trade? And he grabs the broom from me and gives me the flowers. And I just, that moment made me feel so happy because all day I had been so upset. And so I was just like, are you serious? I was not expecting it at all. People in the sidelines, I was working stage crew at that particular show, they don't usually get gifts because they're just on the sidelines, they're not actually acting. So I was just like, oh my gosh, I got something. It was beautiful bouquet of roses, and I was like, thank you so much. And I hug him. I'm like, you have no idea how good this makes me feel. And I was like, I'll get right back to you because I have to clean this up really quick. And he was like, no, I was honest. Let me clean it up. So, like, he cleaned it up for me, and I was just so happy. Well, then we go to our get-together afterwards, cast party, and I'm up in this room by myself, and I'm still upset about the whole thing, but I make sure that Michael knows that I'm happy that he's my friend, and I'm very happy with him. So, that was all great, and then but I wanted to be alone. And so I go up and I'm just kind of chilling in this room by myself, and Michael goes up with me. And he starts talking to me and he confesses that he likes me. And all I said was, I know. That's it. Me being the awful person I am, I said, I know. I'm so mad at myself for that, but that's all I said. And Michael's heart dropped, and he was just kind of like, oh, okay. And we talked a little bit longer, and as we were leaving, I gave him a hug, and, he was on the verge of crying because I think he thought that, I might have been into him too, and that we were going to, be in a relationship, but that wasn't the case. Yet. Then I don't remember exactly how everything went down, but these 3 events made me really like this kid. And one of the 3 events was he had a bonfire at his house. So I went to the bonfire, and he kind of tricked me into it because he left his jacket somewhere with me, and I needed to bring it back, so I had to go to this bonfire. So I went to this bonfire, and we were going to play board games and that kind of stuff. Well, he had other friends too. So we were all sitting there, and as all of his friends were like, one of his friends said, hey, I have a hedgehog. Do you want to go see it? And all of his friends were like, yeah, let's go. Let's all see this hedgehog. There's a bonfire in front of us. We can't just pick up and leave. We have to make sure that it's safe, So, and we're not like in the country where there's nothing that could be burned. Like, we're right next to the house, and we're in a community. Like, so I was like, no, you guys can go. I'm going to stay with Michael because, I don't want him to be alone. Well, then we kind of talked, and I got to know him a little bit better, and I was like, this kid's really sweet. It's not just, he's not just cute. He's also sweet. There's another time that Michael, we're at this bowling thing. I used to be bowling. And we were at this party, and Michael showed up because he was friends. And I was on this stump, and I was just standing on this stump, and Michael comes up to me, and he just steps right up on the stump. And our faces are this close. And for most people, that's probably like, okay, why is that special? I don't know why, but I was like, damn, okay. It showed me a side of him that I didn't really know, a confident side. And I was like, okay, if he wraps his arm around me and kisses me right now, I'm going to be okay with that. That's kind of how I felt at that moment. Because it was such a random thing I didn't expect. Well, he got down, and we kind of he kind of flirted with me, and I was like, okay, it kind of made me question a little bit. Well, then, the 3rd thing that made me change my mind on him was we were hanging out, just the 2 of us, and he asked me to prom, because I told him I'd never been to prom. Now, I went to a Christian school, we didn't have prom, and I wanted to experience prom. So he asked me to prom as friends, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's really cool. Well, then we spent the entire day together, the entire day. And we were chilling, and we were just kind of, sitting on the back of my truck and just talking. And we talked for hours, just talking and getting to know each other. And he even gave me his flannel so I could be warm. And that moment changed me. I was like, holy crap, I really like this kid. Like, I really like this kid. So those 3 moments, they really changed my view of him. He'd always been cute, he'd always been that kind of kid, but no, he's no longer just a kid. Now he's this sweet, confident, intellectual boy that I really like. So we start texting a little bit more often, and I text him, so when are you gonna ask me out? And he's like, well, I'm a gentleman, so next time I see you, because I want to do it in person. And I was like, okay. So I set up a meeting that Monday, and that was like Saturday or something. So I set up a meeting that Monday. How about I take you to your baseball game? We chill and eat that, and you can ask me out. And he's like, okay. So Monday comes around. I take him to his baseball game. I'm sitting at, and I'm just looking at him. I'm just like, and he just kind of looks at me like, and like, I understand because I'm really flirtatious, so I understand that he was confused. He didn't know if I was being honest or not. So I was just kind of like, okay, what's gonna happen? Because he's not asking me out, but I want to date this kid, and I've never asked out boys before because I was never about, like, I'm old fashioned. Guys ask girls out. But I really like this kid, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So I was like, hey, Michael, do you want to be my boyfriend? And I kid you not, he screamed, yes! Like, just out of relief, just, yes! Like, he was so happy. Well, then I had to take him to his baseball game. And that was kind of sucked because it was, we just got together. And I take him to his baseball game, and it rained out. So we got to spend the rest of the day together. So that was fun. But this video is actually going to be really long, and I don't want to make it a super long video, like longer than it already is. So I'm actually going to do another part, maybe 2. So this is the end of this part. This is how we met and started dating. The next will be how we kind of got married and the Air Force became a thing. So thanks for watching, and sweet dreams.